Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make extended legs, as I'm going to be doing a Meowscles custom, and I'm also going to be showing you how to remove printing, because I'm going to remove this guy's printing and make this Meowscles torso and head. And I'm going to make extended legs because Meowscles is a bit taller, so what you're going to need is a pair of legs. And you're going to need to separate the hip piece. And then you're also going to need two 1x1 bricks. And the first thing you're going to want to do is get some sandpaper and sand off the toe part. Or just cut it off with an X-Acto knife. I'm going to use sandpaper. And then you're going to want to smooth it down so it's the right, and it's flush with the part of the leg. So we'll get into that and I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm back, and as you can see, I have cut off the toe parts. Basically what I did was sand off a bit of the edge and then use an X-Acto knife to like shave off some parts and then just sand it so it's flush. But as you can see, it's not perfect because a bit of the stud comes out, so what you're going to do is just shave off a bit of that with an X-Acto knife. So I'll do that and I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm back and I've shaved off a bit of the stud, so now you can see it's completely flush with the leg. So you just shave off a bit of the edge of the stud, and it's the same over here as well. Shave off a bit and it makes it completely flush with the minifigure foot. So basically, the next thing you're going to want to do is glue it on. So glue the leg to the stud. And then you're going to want to use super glue as well, so it doesn't come off at all. That's the best option. After that, you're going to take some high grit sandpaper, just lightly sand a few times on every side of the stud once it's glued on, because the minifigure legs are a bit smaller than studs, so you're just going to want to make it completely flush. And then I'll show you what to do after that, but I'm just going to go do that and I'll be right back. Hey guys, so I'm back. I've done the sanding and the gluing, and since making Meowscles, I'm actually going to make it as if it were boots instead of shoes, instead of using sculpting or anything. I am going to add a thin layer of paint just to make it look more black. Overall, it turned out okay. You probably want to pick a super glue that doesn't attach it instantly if you're just doing it at all, because if it attaches instantly, you could very easily mess up the positioning. Anyway, so I'm going to go put a thin layer of paint on that, and then I'll show you what to do next. Alright, so I finished putting the tape on. I forgot to film that. It is really tricky, so you gotta be careful. I just used electrical tape. Just cut it into thin strips, wrap it around. Pretty simple. Looks like a boot cuff, maybe a shoe cuff. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna attach it to the hips. And as you can see, if I get this pair of black legs here, they're taller. So now it will make the minifigure taller. But the next thing is, since this is a 2-in-1 tutorial, I'm going to show you how to remove printing on any piece of a minifigure. So what I'm going to do is remove the printing of the face here and the chest, and then the back and the back of the head, because this is going to be my Meowscles or Meowscles body and head. So if I just put this on right here and then get another minifigure, So let's just take my infinity, and this is my own version of an infinity, so it's a bit different. I give him a smaller jacket. I'll do a tutorial on a jacket later, I think. Like, comment below if you want a tutorial on that. So as you can see, Meowscles is taller, which I think works pretty well. Because Meowscles is a tall person, or cat. So yeah. I'm going to get set up, and then I'm going to show you guys how you can remove printing. Alright, so here we are. I'm going to remove the printing. I've got some paper towel and a little cup with water in it. So basically, you're also going to need some sandpaper. This is 1200 sandpaper, and you're going to need to fold it. It should be maybe like this big when you do it. So about that big. Fold it up. I'd say 1200 at minimum, 2000 at most grit. And all you're gonna do, I usually do this at a sink, but all you really have to do is dip the sandpaper in, get it kind of wet, and then you're just gonna rub on the torso and make sure the sandpaper is always wet so it doesn't actually sand the plastic and doesn't wreck it. And as you can see, it's already starting to rub off printing. So just keep rubbing it like this. Keep doing it until there's no printing left. So as you can see, a lot of printing is gone. Just make sure you dip it in water or run the sink water over it frequently, because you don't ever want it to get too dry. And yeah, so there's still a bit on this, and it will drip a bit, so that's why I used to do it on a sink. If you're doing it on a desk or something, you will want to put some paper towel down. So I just remove the head for now. Usually on torsos I don't have the head on, but if you're doing a head, you want to hold on to a torso. Most likely you should do a torso that you don't really care about to hold on to, because you could mess up. But if you're confident you won't mess up, it's perfectly fine to use one that you like and you don't want to mess up for that torso. So there's still like a brown dot here and here. The camera doesn't really show it. There still is right there, and then there's just a bit of printing there. So clearly it really works. Also, you might have heard of Brasso, which is a cleaning tool. You shouldn't use it because it's actually got a lot of chemicals in it, and it actually doesn't really come out of the torso that well, so you're gonna have to clean it very thoroughly, and it will really wreck the torso if you don't get it all completely off really quickly. Another method is the eraser method, which is using a pencil eraser. A lot of people show how it works, but I'm not 100% sure they actually use an eraser, because it actually, if you're using that, it'll probably take around an hour to erase some printing. And that might just be a little bit of printing. I've tried it. It actually is not a good method at all. It doesn't really work that well. So I found this as the best method to do this. So I really recommend just getting some high grit sandpaper, 1200 to 2000, and just dip it in some water. Make it just a small piece, and you just rip it off. You don't need it to be a certain size. Just make sure you dip it in water so it doesn't scratch the torso, and it just removes the printing. So yeah, as you can see, it's completely white now. There's no printing on the front. So I'm just going to go ahead and do the back, and then I'll be right back once I'm completely done. Alright, so now I've got the printing off. I'm going to just do the back of the head because it's a bit quicker to do while on camera. I forgot to say, when you're doing the torso, it might be a bit easier just to remove the arms. If you want, it is a bit easier than having arms flailing around everywhere. So I also recommend that when you once you're done with like the torso, I would recommend switching your paper towel, because it will get really damp, and wow, that back of the head printing is completely gone already. So I guess I'll just do the front of the head printing right now, and then that's about it. I guess you could say this is the making of Meowscles custom Lego minifigure, but again, like, it is a 2-in-1 tutorial, basically how to remove face printing, torso printing, works for leg printing too, any kind of printing, arm printing as well, and how to make extended legs, which a lot of people don't know how to do. I'm sure there's other tutorials out there, but a lot of people like to do sculpting. So this has no sculpting at all in it. They look really good as well. So I'm really happy with how it turned out. And there. So we got a completely plain white body head. What I would do is just wipe it down. You could use your shirt as well. So now we got a plain white body and head, and we also got the arms over here. So I'm just gonna put those on. We got this arm. So there we go. And then we can put the extended legs on. So there we go. That's how the Meowscles has turned out so far. Looks really dang good. I really hope some of you find this useful. There will be another video later on my complete Meowscles, and maybe a making of Meowscles video with some of my painting parts in it. But that's basically what I have so far, which I'm really happy with. I do not recommend Brasso again, and the eraser method, which really doesn't even work that well at all, and it's a complete waste of time. This only takes, with this high grit sandpaper, only takes, I'd say, like a minute at most. So yeah, I really recommend this. Hope you guys find it useful. Comment down below if you want more tutorials. If you want to see some of my custom figures, because I've got a whole bunch over there. And I've also got some brick-built weapons and some gliders and pickaxes. So comment down below if you want to see that. Subscribe. Click the like button if you like this tutorial. And I'll see you guys in the next video.